G'day folks, today I'm doing a vid on the Tip Top Audio Quantizer module. There's not a lot of stuff out there about this module, so I thought I might put together a bit of a demo about how I use it and some of its functions. I don't know everything about this module, but I've been figuring it out over the last little while and I thought I might share that with you. As you can see, I've got this module in with a small Eurorack rig. Today I'm mainly going to be using it with the Moog Mother 32 using the SQ1, and I'll be doing a bit with the O-Coast as well. First thing I'm going to show you is just, I guess, the most basic function that the quantizer has, and that's to play notes into a scale. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring the CV out from the SQ1 into the note CV of the quantizer. Then I'm going to take the 1 volt per octave out from the quantizer and run it into the mother. And then obviously the mother needs a gate as well, so I'll bring that from the SQ1. Okay, so the SQ1's already got a pattern sort of put into it there on the bottom row. You'll notice the lights will change on the quantizer because it's actually already starting to play in a scale. I've just got it in C minor, and I've got the root note on my mother is also a C. Now the mother's got its own keyboard, obviously, which you can then use to transpose the scale that the quantizer is putting it in. Now I'll just run the CV straight out from the SQ1 into the mother just so you can hear the difference between the two and what the quantizer is actually doing. I can octave shift with the quantizer. Or I can put it into another scale altogether. So that's the scaling quantizing feature of the quantizer. And it also does a few other things I'll show you now. One, you can just use it as a normal keyboard. So when I've got it set to key mode as opposed to the scale edit mode, you can just basically just press the keys on the quantizer and it will do what you want. So pretty straightforward there. I should also mention with the scale edit too, of course, you can change which notes you want in that scale. If you don't want all the notes out of a C minor scale, you can take that out. Take out the notes that you want. You can also save your own scales. So if you didn't just want major or minor scales, you can tell it what scales you want it to have and save those as recallable settings. So that's using the quantizer like with just one synth, with just the mother. What I'll try and do now is I'll hook it up so that we've got the mother playing a root note and then we've got the O coast doing the scale from the mother's root, right? Okay, so like before, I've got the CV running out from the SQ1, and that's running into the quantizer. But running out from the quantizer this time, and I'm running into the O coast's, you can see it into its positive input here. And then I've got the KB coming out from the mother into the negative input of the O coast. And then those both are running into the O coast's input, its octave input, its voltage input, right? So that in that way, then therefore I'm getting the scale from the quantizer, from the XQ1, and also being able to control it via the mother's keyboard, right? So I'll just open up the gain on the mother and press play on the SQ1. Now, of course, you can just do that with the SQ1. You don't need the quantizer. But what the quantizer is doing is it's keeping everything in scale. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you is basically how the quantizer can be used as like a phrase sampler, I guess. You can use it to record the inputs that you're putting in on the key buttons. So what I've got is hooked into the clock in. I've just got my gate signal, which is again is coming from the SQ1. I've got that coming from channel 2 of the SQ1, and I've got all the lights lit up. So you know it's got 8 hits of gate there, and then into the reset, I've got also another gate coming from the SQ1, but I've just got it coming from the first channel, and it's just on the first light, right, on the first button, so it's only getting 1 hit of clock on the reset. So basically it'll just, you know, reset the pattern in the same way that the SQ1 does when it rolls over through its 8 notes, right? Okay, so with them plugged in, and then I've got my octave out, voltage out going into the mother, so I'm controlling the mother, so the sound's coming from the mother. So first thing I'm going to do is just open up the gate on the mother. Then I'm going to hit record here, and as soon as I hit record, it's going to start recording, and whatever I play in will essentially get looped. Okay, so the quantizer is making the loop. As you can see, I'll just scroll back over to the SQ1. Right, so we got these 8 hits of gate coming in, and that's, you know, controlling where our notes are. And then we've got this 1 hit of gate controlling the reset, so that it's giving us our loop. If I turn this reset off, obviously it's not going to reset, and the loop will stop. As soon as I turn it back on again, it should start. There we go. I can also manually do the reset from the quantizer. But obviously you don't want to do a manual reset very often. Last thing I want to show you is how the quantizer can do these weird scale or chord trills or flourishes or whatever you sort of want to call them. I don't know if module is meant to be used in this way, but it's kind of interesting. Basically, again, I've just got the output going into the mother, and I've got the mother's LFO just running into the note CV. And you can see straight away that the lights are now going up and down. And once I open up the gate on the Mother, so it's just scrolling through every note in the desired scale, and the scale that I give it just going up and down through the scale. I can change the octave of that, which is kind of cool. And as I change the LFO speed, obviously it's going to go up and down quicker or slower. You know, so it's running through many octaves. If I use my VCA, so yeah, that's kind of fun. Obviously, too, you know, if you use that feature to control another synth, if I just I could have the Mother droning and control the O coast with that, and then you'd be getting a bit more of an interesting sound as well. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you to do with the Tip-Top Quantizer. I don't know everything about the module. I'm still figuring out some bits and pieces, but those are the ways that I've been using it up lately. You notice I haven't even used the scale CV input yet. I'm still figuring that one out. Not too sure what that one is for. Any advice would be good. It's a very musical module. It's good for your more musical compositions, I guess, as opposed to noise, but it's been finding a place in my noisy patches too. So yeah, thanks for watching.